Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Sharon, and at Sharon Plans I primarily post videos related to budgeting and planning. So if this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome, and I hope you'll consider subscribing and liking the video as well, and hitting the notification button if you'd like to be notified when I post future videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back to check out another one of my videos. Today's video is going to cover my Paycheck 1 for the month of August. I already have my paycheck layout already done, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling in what I plan to tackle using the monies from my first paycheck. Now, my first paycheck includes a variety of different things, to include rollovers from last month, as well as any additional income that I may be receiving from prior months, whether it be a credit or anything like that. I do not fill my income in on the video. However, I will show you how I break down my bills and expenses as well as my savings, and I do a breakdown kind of at the end, totaling up everything once I've laid it all out. So first, I'm just going to start off with my bills and expenses. I'm going to tackle everything from the 1st all the way through the 11th, okay? So starting out first, I'm going to take care of the phone bill, which is actually something new because I typically don't pay the phone bill, but I figured since I don't have the mortgage from the rental property anymore or the car note, it only makes sense for me to probably take something else. If you haven't watched my budget setup video for the month of September, I'll leave it in the cards above for you. You can check it out so that you understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. So my phone bill is $185, and then next is going to be my P.O. box, and that is $118. Next, I'm going to have my gas, and my gas is $139. Then I have my household, and household is going to get $100. And then I have my variable expenses, and that's going to get $30. And then moving over to my cash and savings, first I have my 100K savings. And for those of you who are who haven't watched my previous videos, I am on a road to saving 100K. I'm giving myself 10 years to do so. Although I may be able to do it faster, I'm going to set my pace at 10 years, and anything extra that I can throw at it, I'm going to. The reason I decided to do this, I just wanted to have some additional cash saved up in the event anything happened. You know, when the pandemic started, thank God that my husband and we have not seen a decrease in our income, but that's only through the grace of God, because we very well could have. So I just want to make sure that we have enough cash on hand should we need to, if we needed to pay bills and things like that. Even though we do have an emergency fund for like essentials, I just wanted to have the level of comfort of knowing that if either of us or both of us had to be out of work for an extended period of time, we do have some cash, liquid cash, to fall back on. And this is outside of like retirement accounts and things like that, because I just want to make sure that we don't have to tap into those things should we be without work for a lengthy period of time. I just wanted to give you that explanation just in case you wondered what the 100K savings was. And I will have a video posted to show my progress for the month of August, because I started this in the month of August. So this is going to get $385. Next, I have my house account, and this paycheck, I'm gonna allocate $100. Then I have college fund, and that's also gonna get $100 this paycheck. Then I have my sinking funds. I do have some rollover monies that I'm going to be adding to my sinking funds as well. However, this month out of my paycheck, I'm allocating $459 to my sinking funds. And then last but not least, my cash envelopes. And my cash envelopes includes 6 categories. That is allowance, beauty, eating out, groceries, grooming, and my kids. And so what I decided to do this month is I'm gonna break it out. Usually I just fund the entire amount at the beginning of the month in my first paycheck, but I believe that it'll help me monitor and measure spending better if I only give myself half in the beginning of the month and then half at the end of the month. Because then if I spend all of it, I'll have a cutoff point, and then at least I'll get more money for the second half of the month, because last month, within the first week of the month, I spent all of my eating out funds. So this is just another way for me to try to discipline myself to spend less. So this month, for my cash envelopes, for the first portion, I'm only gonna allocate $720. And essentially what this is half of everything that I allocated for my total budget for the month. This is everything that I've allocated for my first paycheck that I want to cover. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add this up. For my bills and expenses, I have $185, $118, $139, $130. So for my bills and expenses, the total is $572. And then for my cash and savings, I have $385, $100, $100, $459, and then $720. So for my cash and savings, that is $1,764. So this is what I'm looking at for the first half of the month, and I'm really excited about going into September. I felt like we had a great August, always room for improvement, but I was happy with the way everything turned out. I'm just looking forward to a great September, and like I said, I'm going to try to discipline myself even further and see how I can continue to save. So for my breakdown on the bottom is similar to what I do with my normal budget, but this is just going to be for this particular paycheck. And so I normally do my income, and that is minus my bills and expenses, and then minus my cash and savings. And then for my total for my bills and expenses is $572, and then for my cash and savings is $1,764. So that's how I'm ending out my budget, my first paycheck one. This is my plan for my paycheck one, and I'm gonna see how I do as far as keeping up with my cash envelopes. So I'm just going to get my cash and get it set up, and then I'm going to stuff my cash envelopes. Okay, so I have my cash all set up, and I just want to mention I did make a slight adjustment, because when I was laying out my cash, I was saying for some reason I didn't take out enough cash. But I do know what I did. I overestimated for my cash envelopes. So I did go back to my paycheck budget and make that adjustment. It should have been $695 for this first paycheck instead of $720. So I did make the adjustments with the totals and everything. So just to let you know that. My first envelope is my allowance envelope, and for the first half of the month, I am going to add $50. So for my allowance, I've actually been having money left over, so I'm quite happy about that, because I've been using that money to allocate it to other areas. I'm just going to set that to the side. Next, I have beauty, and I'm going to put $50, which is half of what I budgeted for this month as well, into this envelope. And but beauty, for some reason, I do seem to spend the entire amount. Next, I have eating out. And since I allocated $200 for eating out, I am going to add $250 for eating out for the first half of the month. Next, I have my groceries. So here's my groceries cash envelope, and that is going to get 200s, and then 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. So that's 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. So I'm hoping that by allocating only half in my first paycheck, this will help me to budget a little bit better throughout the month. Next, I have my grooming cash envelope. And $100 of this is actually rollover from last month. So I'm adding $150 this month. So for the first paycheck, I'm going to be adding an additional $75. So that's 20, 40, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope that wasn't confusing, but I want to start making sure that I'm accounting for my rollover. So I did have $100 rolling over from grooming. So that's 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then last but not least, I have my kids' cash envelope, and that is getting the remaining $20. And so last month, like I said, because we ran out of eating out money very early in the month, they used all of their cash from last month. But this is my cash envelope, so I am stuffed and ready to go for this month. And I'm looking forward to hopefully making this another great month. I think I only had like maybe 1 or 2. I think I was maybe $8 over in 2 different areas, but as a whole for my August budget, I was under over $400. So I'm looking forward to saving some more money this month wherever I can, and hopefully reallocating it to my 100K savings. So like I said, stay tuned for that video. Thank you again for coming back and continuing on this journey with me, and I hope to see you back here for my next one. Bye for now.